Come on. There we go. Now it's showing up. I was looking for the stream. Okay, cool. It has the right thumbnail too. And I just need to copy and paste the URL. There we go. Julio. All right. I think we're good. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be doing a crash course lesson in learning Brigitte. There have been so many people that have been hating on this week's bans, but honestly, I'm loving them, and this is probably the week to learn Brigitte if you haven't already. So, I've practically been one-tricking her this week. It's between her and Baptiste, to be honest, and I'd rather pick her. She's a little bit more consistent in my opinion, whereas Baptiste can be a little bit, or should I say, maybe not consistent, I should say. I guess you say a little bit more independent is probably the better word. So I've been trying to play her mostly when I can. So doing really well though. I need like what, 2 more games and I'm back in Diamond. Yeah, 2 more, about maybe 3. About two or 3 more games until I'm back to Diamond. I know I just lost one previously, so I lost one, so I went back down here. But I got a good amount of stuff to look over with for you guys. I made a lot of notes, so we'll just get started. I'm hoping I can get some of the people I announced that I was going to do this with in here. Where's my friends? Any of them on? Message on people.
Wait,
There
literally,
they go. What's up, guys?
Fucking annoying.
What's up, man? Hey, so if I were to like set my frames to 300,
I can go on
like
with
that.
I just came in to let you guys know if any of you are playing support. I don't know if you guys saw, but I made a announcement saying I was going to do a Brigitte class. And I'm doing it now for any of you who are interested.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix my frames right now because even being on Overwatch home screen, I'm lagging. So
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to let you guys know for anybody who was interested in going.
How do I do it?
Or what?
I'll do like custom games. On top of the fact I'll be like going over some of my own VODs from like my comp games, just to kind of show you guys some of the things that I've like show you examples of the type of stuff I'll be teaching you guys. It's gonna more or less be like a crash course on Brigitte.
I don't play support, but I'll do it anyway. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, it's more or less a crash course. Just kind of going over all the general topics about Brigitte they kind of need to know in order to like play her properly, type of thing.
Or, I'll make you a group leader.
Let me do a custom game. I don't know. I mean, are all of you interested or only some of you? Because if it's only some of you, I'm gonna leave the group. So and then create a custom game. You guys can join that. I have.
Yeah, I'm a dip. I need to figure this the fuck out before I get pissed off.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I have a Discord VC channels open as well.
I think we're all down. Yeah.
Yeah, I turned my FPS up to 120, but it's still at 60.
Oof.
It's because you have your monitor set at 60.
There's some I gotta go into the monitor settings.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
I did it a long time ago. I don't remember where exactly, but it's easy.
I made a lot of notes to kind of help remind me of stuff I need to talk about. So at least for me, I mean, like, I don't know how much time you guys have, or for those of you who are interested at least, and not just simply tagging along.
Can't even find the fucking buttons on this thing.
I mean, this might last a while, just because there's quite a bit to go over. But at the same time, I'm streaming this too on my YouTube channel, and I posted a link to the stream too, so that way once the stream's over, it'll automatically be recorded and uploaded on YouTube by itself. So anybody interested can just rewatch it and go back over on any info that you may have forgotten or missed or something. Anyways, let me just jump into a map. That's fine. Map. There's Hammer. We'll just do Hammer. I like Hammer.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Wait.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be going over before anything else is just simply reviewing over Brigitte's kit. Just in case there's anything, just to make sure we're all on the same page as to what the heck her kit does. So if possible, I would like, if I could have someone on the enemy team be like Roadhog or something. Just a high burst damage real quick to get my teammates low. Sure, Zen works. There's Brig. Oh, let me turn on no limits, so we can all pick Brig if we want to. Let's see how to. Hybrid. General. Where's the? Anyone know where the no limits? Oh, anyone know?
What did I ever do to you?
I just realized I forgot that I have to press the push to talk for you guys to hear me. So you guys didn't hear anything I just said.
Absolutely.
Okay. No, it's fine. Yeah, I'll just turn on open mic so you guys can hear me too. Okay, so essentially I'm gonna start off with going over Brigitte's kit in general. So that way we're all on the same page about it in case anybody happens to have any misconceptions about it, and then we'll go from there. Just trying to make it so. I'm just trying to adjust the lobby real quick so multiple of us can pick Brigitte. Forgot how to do that though.
Oh.
If anybody remembers how to turn on no limits, no hero limits.
I'm going to leave the game really quick because I adjusted my color settings, so
Okay.
I'll just rejoin.
Okay. Hero Ross? No, it's not that. Lobby. Where the heck is hero limits? Hero limit, there we go. Off. Alright, I'm gonna restart it.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and meet up in the center, the first point. Hey, it's fine if you can't play healer. As long as you're interested in learning healer, that's, or at least Brigitte for that matter, for this course, obviously that's all that matters. So real quick, let's quickly go over Brigitte's kit. Okay, so Brigitte's passive is Inspire. I think most of us know this already. Okay, but it's honestly probably one of the most important parts about her kit, to be honest. I'm not joking when I say that if you play Brigitte properly, you can easily have just as much healing in a round as much of a main healer. I will have a lot of games where I easily have about 7 to 8k healing per round, just because of my Inspire alone. Or not my Inspire, but mostly for my Inspire, I should say, because a good chunk of it is for my repair packs too. But on average, for main healers, about anywhere from 7 to 9k is a good average to have for healing, for a main healer. So for Brigitte, if you can get around that much for Brigitte, you know you're putting in some good work. But anyways, in terms of Inspire, Inspire will heal your teammates to about 22 HP per second when proc, okay?
Oh, is that much?
Yeah, it's 22 HP per second. And it only lasts for 6 seconds, okay? However, it resets the countdown every second after your last activation, okay? So if I just SJ, if you can just like shoot McCree in the head, get him low. Just get him low
Oh,
real
that's a good
quick.
question, Jen.
No, like just get him as low as possible. I mean, don't kill him, get him low.
Here, I'll do it to Josie. There you go, there you go.
Okay. Crap, I actually messed up. I needed one of my teammates to get low, not the enemy.
Here, Josie beat the crap out of him. Also,
Yeah, to
Josie
beat up
asked,
Cypress.
does it Inspire stay upon your death?
It does. So that's a good question. Inspire does stay.
Here, I'm already low. Oh,
All right, SJ, please stop. Don't kill anybody. I'm trying to teach.
You'll feel better soon.
so it does stay upon your death, you said?
It does stay up in your death. Okay, you don't have to.
For 6 seconds?
For 6 seconds, yes.
Okay.
So while we're on that topic, I guess I'll talk about that portion real quick. So as soon as you proc Inspire, it will, whoever is within your radius of Inspire will keep and maintain that Inspire duration, regardless of whether or not you're still near them or not. Okay. So for example, someone get Cypress low again.
Skirt!
I'm not Cypress. I'm Cypress.
I'm Cypress.
Okay. Don't kill her. Don't, there we go. Okay, she's low. Okay, she's literally like one smack. How much HP do you have, Cypress?
15.
15. So she has Cypress has 15 HP left. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smack one of you, and then I'm gonna run away. Okay, and you'll notice that Cypress is still gonna get healed. All right, so Cypress has the Inspire. I'm super far away, but he's still being healed. Okay, so that's just,
Wow.
yeah, it does a decent amount. So realistically, remember, it does 22 HP per second, and it lasts for 6 seconds. So realistically, over the course of those 6 seconds, you're healing around what, like 132 HP over the course of those 6 seconds, something like that. So it's a good chunk. Enough to get most squishies to at least around half their health. All right, and that's not counting your repair pack stacking on top of that too. I forgot where I was gonna go with that. I was gonna say something before you asked that question. But yeah, just to kind of reiterate, just because of that as well, if you do die, the Inspire that lasts in your teammates will still stay on the Inspire. Can they pick up the buff anytime they walk into your radius? No. They only pick up the buff if they are already in your radius, but when you activate it. Okay. So, for example, SJ and Cypress, come back to me. All right. You guys get both of them to really low again.
These guys?
No. Get my teammates. My teammates low.
Oh. Okay, stop. Oh. Cozy.
All right, we're just waiting for Cypress to come back.
Sorry. I wouldn't have to deal with Josie didn't punch me in the face.
All right, go. We got Cypress. Someone gets Cypress low. And SJ, real quick, if you can just go. I mean, don't get smacked, but if you can just go stand next to the bell on point.
Okay, stop.
All right, just go stand next to the bell real quick.
This bell,
Okay,
the big ass bell.
I guess for two. One of you. Okay. So, no. SJ, you can stay here. All right. So, I'm going to boop one of you guys, okay? SJ's going to start getting healed, okay? After I do the boop, Cypress, I want you to start walking towards me, okay? All right. 3, 2, 1. So, SJ's getting healed. Inspire's still activating, but you see, Cypress is not getting healed at all. It only affects people who are already near you when you activate Inspire. Okay. But keep in mind that Inspire will reactivate every second that you're still hitting people. So if I'm continuously smacking somebody, okay, every second Inspire is reactivating. Okay. So that was a good question. That's definitely worth keeping in mind. Okay, so I think that's enough about Inspire. Now,
Does it work off of mines or turrets?
that's also a good question. I was actually gonna talk about that later on, but I guess since you asked, I'll talk about that now. So, against most, I guess you could say items in the game, Inspire will not activate off most things, most deployables in the game. There's except one exception. The only exception is actually Hammond's mines. Hammond's mines are the only deployable in the game that can actually trigger your Inspire. So I think SJ just activated some mines right now. If you get
off the map.
oh well, there's some still here. If you guys smack, oh well, they did just disappeared. If you get it again, but yeah, if he gets it again, feel free to just smack SJ's mines, and you'll notice that your Inspire activates. It's the only. Yeah, go for it. It's literally the only deployable in the game that actually triggers Inspire. So like, whenever I see someone on the enemy team playing ball, I'm low key like excited because it's just super easy Inspire activation for me and my teammates. It's a like if especially if like your team is separated or no if the enemy if everyone's like spread out and stuff or the enemy team is spread out and you can't really hit them that well, it's just an easy way to like just keep your Inspire uptime up to heal your teammates without having to waste like repair packs and such. Okay, unless anybody else has another question about Inspire, we'll move on to the other stuff. Okay, so your primary flail, okay, your basic melee attack, your left click. Is the radius smaller than Lucio? From the top of my head, I believe the radius is about the same as Lucio's. Don't remember the exact radius, but I think it's about the same. Yeah, go ahead and ult SJ, and then everybody on the enemy team, go ahead and just smack the boss. Okay. You could probably see the little red thing bursting out from you. You could probably hear it on your screen too, but it's activating every second that you're smacking the mines. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next thing. Next up, let's talk about your basic attack, your left click. Okay. It is worth noting that your left click does 35 damage. Right? It's not the most damaging thing in the world, but knowing the numbers of your hero, like how much damage you do and stuff like that, really lets you know hey, Hezekiah, thank you so much for liking the stream. Really lets you know the critical damage thresholds and like when you can kill somebody, when can you not kill somebody. Those types of numbers are what help you know in a critical moment whether or not you should play to try and kill somebody or play to try and keep everyone alive and play keep away, essentially. Okay. So your flail does 35 damage per hit. Your whiplash, okay? Your whiplash does 70 damage per hit if you can land it, okay? And it is worth noting that your whiplash does trigger your inspire, okay, if it hits. Next, up to, let's talk about, what is it called? The repair pack? The repair pack. Yeah, repair pack. All right, so next ability we have repair pack. And I'm going to use SJ over here as an example for the repair pack, okay? Your repair pack lasts only for 2 seconds, up to 2 seconds, okay? And it heals 55 HP per second, so up to a total of 110 HP per repair pack, okay? Also including that if the target is already at max health or becomes up to max health, it'll provide up to 50 armor as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and show Eshe. Eshe, how much HP do you have? 325. Okay, well, everyone stops smacking him. How much? 255 now. I'm gonna throw a repair pack on him. He should have 365 after the end of the repair pack.
You'll feel better soon.
How much do you have? Yeah, 365 exactly. Okay. Now, one thing to note about the repair pack, okay, so just come back, SJ, okay, is that if you throw multiple repair packs on a target, stop, I'm about to throw it on him. If you throw multiple repair packs on your target, the duration, so the 2 seconds, will stack. So if I throw 2 of them on SJ, it'll last for a total of 4 seconds. If I throw all 3 of them on him, it will last for a total of 6 seconds, providing 55 HP per second. And if it gets capped out at any point, the extra 50 armor. So I'm going to throw all 3 of them on him. How much HP do you have, SJ?
He's at 225.
225. So I'm going to throw 3 of them. So it's going to last for a total of 6 seconds. So what's 55? 55 times 6. So
330.
Yeah, 330 HP. So he should be about near max health by that point. Yeah, and that's just for my repair packs. That's not counting my inspire at all whatsoever. And I think, and for any of you that play support, you probably know that healing a Hammond takes a lot of resources a lot of times because he's super chunky. He has like a total of 600 health on his own without his shields. He's super chunky. So the fact you can refill half his health with just 3 repair packs without your inspire is really good. Is Roadhog Hook or Whiplash faster with projectile speed? I'm not sure I understand your question, Josie.
So if a hog is hooking you and you throw whiplash, what's gonna hit first?
Oh, I think the whiplash, if they're done at the exact same time, I believe the whiplash is slightly faster. Because if I remember quickly, I think they buffed the whiplash not so long ago to make it slightly faster. Previously, I think it was about the same speed, but at the moment, I think it's slightly faster. Although the likelihood of both you and Hog whipping both out at the exact same time is going to be very unlikely anyways. All right, next up. So we talked about whiplash. Next up, let's talk about the shield. Okay. Your shield, obviously, just from holding up, you can see it has 200 HP. I guess I'll just call it HP. Your shield has 200 HP. And you have to have your shield in order to use your shield bash. Okay? If your shield is broken at any point in time, you cannot use your shield bash. Okay? So, like right here, I shield bash McCree. Oh crap, none of you can actually break my shield.
Hog can.
Hog can. Break my shield. No, wait. No, Hog's on my... Are you on my team? Yeah, Hog's on my team. Oh, and I'll put Hog on
You
the
want me
enemy
to go
team.
switch? I can go switch to D.Va or.
I'm just swapping
Oh, wait,
Stonky
I'm
to the
on
enemy
your
team. Yeah. Alright. Stonky, I think Stonky should be on his way. Alright. Hog's here. Alright, so go ahead and just break my shield. Alright. I can't use my shields now. I'm trying to do it and I can't. It's not until around, like, what was it, the 7500 HP threshold that my shield actually came back up for me to hold while holding it down after breaking it. I believe, I don't remember off the top of my head. Well, I guess we'll find out. I believe, though, that if you repress it again after your barrier starts getting HP back, you can put it back up. So break my shield again real quick, Sanki. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so regardless of whether I click it or not, you can only put your shield back up once it gets around 100 HP or so. So realistically, you want to try and keep your shield up as much as possible. Don't let it ever break if you can do like yeah, just like Ryan's. It's pretty much just like Ryan's. She's basically a little mini Ryan. So that's worth noting. All right, next up, last but not least, let's talk about Rally. Let's go over Rally. So Rally provides 30 armor per second, okay, for everybody in your radius, including yourself, okay? And it caps out at 100 armor, okay? That's the max you can have from Rally. And it's worth noting as well, I believe your repair pack and Rally do not stack, okay? So just because you're already rallying, throwing repair pack on a teammate who's... Do they? I don't remember if they do. I'll look that up later.
Oh, they do.
Because I think if I remember correctly, I think they nerfed that a while ago. They like...
Did it right now.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so they do then. I thought they got rid of that. Even better then. The main thing to note though is that your Rally does provide 100 armor capped. That's the max cap from Rally, okay? However, it is worth noting that at any point in time, should your teammate lose armor while you're still having Rally up, they will still get what's it called? They will still get back the armor from being inside your Rally radius. Okay, so if Stonky had 100 armor from my Rally and lost 50 of it, but is still inside my Rally radius, he'll still continue to get more armor. So one way to think about Rally in certain situations is to almost think of Rally almost like a healing tool too. Okay, so there's a number of times where my teammates will be super low. I have no repair packs at all whatsoever. I'm out of repair pack, so I can't heal them through that. And there's no enemies nearby me, or no mines nearby me to actually proc my Inspire. But we are needing to push, okay? So in situations like that, I can use my Rally almost like a healing tool. So still give him enough health to be able to engage properly. And it's still, quote unquote, healing them as we're engaging as well. And obviously as we get closer to the fight, I can start proccing my Inspire. I'll get repair packs back and I can start properly healing people a little bit better. But that is something worth noting about Rally. Okay, so that's just going over Brigitte's kit in general. Does anybody have any questions so far?
It's just a flesh wound. You won't be disappointed.
What's up, SJ? Should you prioritize Inspire or Repair Pack? It depends. It's a bit of a two-part answer. Okay, so I would say first of all, in general, you should always try to, what was the word you used? Prioritize. You should always try and prioritize having your Inspire up as often as possible. There are certain situations in which you do want to prioritize your repair pack compared to Inspire. But for the most part, so like in a typical fight, okay, during like downtime during fights and stuff like that, or excluding the certain scenarios I'm about to tell you guys, you want to try and keep your Inspire up as much as possible. If you can try and get your Inspire up to at least around 50% uptime as much as possible, then you're doing a good job. That's how you know you're doing a good job. Okay. In my games that I mentioned before, where I got around like 7 AK healing for that round, so per 10 minutes, just that, I had around a 50% Inspire uptime from them. And you can check your Inspire uptime just by pressing the tab button. Whatever shows the heroes on each team, where it shows your elims, hero damage, deaths and all that stuff. It will show your Inspire uptime. It'll be on the right hand side and in the middle on the bottom. It'll say Inspire uptime percentage. So if you can get it as close to 50% as possible, that's how you know you're doing a good job in terms of healing. Any other questions before I move on? Okay, moving on then. Let's talk about. So I'm gonna end up talking about playstyle, but I'm gonna go over a few things first before I talk about her general playstyle. Just because of the fact.
In the chat.
Oh, someone asked a question. Who asked? If they don't have high burst damage, is it worth looking for cheeky whip shots before fights begin? That's one of those things that it really just depends on the situation. Okay, that's a very situational type of thing. I can't give a clear-cut yes or no type thing. Just because of the fact that, for the most part, like I mentioned before, you want to try and have your Inspire up as much as possible. Try and keep it up as much as possible. So, in general, you should always be trying to look for whip shots in general to try and keep your Inspire up. If you're not already smacking somebody, trying to whip shot somebody to help at least maintain your Inspire up will be something you should look for in general. It's not something that's necessarily important before a fight occurs. It's something that you should be looking forward to do all the time, essentially, just to help keep up your Inspire. And I'll go more into whiplash usage in a bit as well. Let me make a note of that too, so I remember. Whiplash. Okay. I guess the only thing I can really say to kind of like more or less answer that question though is that if everybody is already like max health on your team and you're just waiting and you're on defense and you're just waiting for the enemy team to engage, there's not really too much point in whiplashing the enemy unless it's to boop them out of position so that way you can try and punish them in some way or interrupt their flow and try and mess up their engage. That would be the only real reason you would want to whiplash before a fight. Otherwise, there's no real reason to whiplash before a fight. Assuming everybody's already healed up, topped off, and safe and just waiting. Okay. If it's so like a good example of that situation would be like at the beginning of a game. Okay, when a game just starts, the round just starts, and you're waiting for both teams to, meet up. No real reason to whiplash unless you're looking to try and boop them for some reason. Other than that, if it's not a situation like that, and let's say it's the fight's kind of going back and forth where there's a bit of poke going on here and there and stuff like that. No one's really doing any killing anybody, but it's just a little bit of exchanges, a little spam here and there. Getting the whip shot here and there will be beneficial because then at least it procs your Inspire and kind of heals your team of any of the random spam damage that's occurring. So, yeah, I'll come back to the whiplash later on. Any other questions before I go on to the next topic? Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the repair pack usage. Okay, because that's honestly probably the biggest thing that I find most people using very poorly, is how to use repair packs. Most times when I see people play Brigitte, they're throwing repair packs kind of haphazardly. They're just kind of tossing it out there as soon as they get them back off the cooldown, whatever the little circle thing is. Yeah. So what we're going to be focusing on is like, what is the proper usage of repair pack? When should you do it? What type of characters you should be using on? What type of characters should you avoid using them on? That sort of thing. Okay. So real quick, I'm just going to go to the training room so I can look at all the characters. Okay, so I'm at the hero select screen. All right. If someone on my team can go Doomfist, I'm on the attacker's team, by the way. If someone on my team could go Doomfist, let's see, Winston, and Tracer or Pharah, one of the two.
Someone on your team or on the other team?
On the attacker team, my team. Wait, why are supports turned off? Hold on. Yeah, why are supports? McCree and Josie, I need you guys to swap off.
What do you want us to be?
I need Doomfist and either Tracer or Pharah.
I can't select it. I'm only support.
Oh, that's why it was. I was like, why can't I pick any support characters? Hold on, let me restart the lobby then. How did I do that before? There we go. I turned it off now. There we go. Restart it.
Traveling to Hanamura.
All right. I only need one Doomfist. And if Josie or Stonky could go far, nice, perfect. Actually, oh no, my bad. If McCree or Josie, one of you can go Winston. Perfect. No, not both of you, just one of you. Perfect, sure. All right, maybe in the middle.
Clearing the area. Contact.
All right.
Precision Swedish.
So, let's talk about the repair pack usage, okay? So, real quick, let me quickly ask. No, don't do that. It's because they're shooting us. All right, so real quick, let me ask the question. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How do you guys think repair packs should be used?
I literally, like, I don't know. When
I would throw it
you
unfair in
figure-
the air. Treat it like a bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just and maybe when they're far away, or
Enemy
I
contact.
literally don't know how to play Brigitte. I just throw it.
That's why I'm asking. That's the whole point of this. Is any ideas on what you think should be the proper usage?
I
Okay.
put Josie in SJ7. Like someone behind shield.
Fixing you up.
Like, preemptively.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything to add? I'm not saying these are right or wrong. I'm just seeing what you guys think.
I tend to throw it like, for example, this build here. I would throw it on Farah
Mm-hmm.
if she's going in for an ult, or if I see a tank low health, throw it in there. Basically, anyone diving in.
Okay. What's up, Mr. Alkindi? How you doing? All right. Can we destroy that turret? Can we not put up the turret, please? All right. So real quick, the biggest thing, and this is probably going to be very useful for those of you playing ranked, who are playing support, but kind of who I think it was McCree that said it. But McCree was right on the money where the best use, or not best, one of the best uses for repair pack is to use it on dive heroes. Most notably, right when they're about to dive in. Okay, because I don't think I forgot to mention this about the repair pack, but you know the extra 50 armor that you get when you use repair pack on a full HP, that goes away after a few seconds. So the most optimal time to actually put a repair pack on a diving teammate is when they're actually initiating the dive, so that way they have that 50 armor, that extra 50 armor as they're diving. And because otherwise what will typically occur, what a lot of people will tend to do is they'll throw the repair pack on the character when the character is not even doing anything, or when the teammate's not doing anything, or they're trying to regroup type of thing. So the armor just kind of does nothing and it just goes away without getting any usage. And now you're down a repair pack. You're one less repair pack, which could be used in a future scenario where you really needed it. It takes about 6 seconds for you to regain a repair pack naturally. So, and in the middle of a fight, that's a long time. So you want to try and use your repair packs properly if you can. That's why I have certain dive heroes on my team, so I can help go over the nuances. All right, so I have 3 teammates at the moment. I have Farah, I have Winston, and I have Doomfist, okay? Just like McCree mentioned before, Farah is... I give repair pack before they dive. No, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, Mr. Alkindi. You're supposed to give it right before they dive. Okay, or as they're diving. Or, let me refrain. If you know they're about to dive, so like if it's like 3, 2, 1 dive and you throw a repair pack right before they do it, like that's fine. Okay. If you're doing it like, I guess an important distinction, Mr. Alkindi, to know is if you throw the repair pack without knowing when they're actually going to dive, that's when it's a bad time to do it. Okay. But if you do it knowing when they're about to dive, or as you physically see them diving, that's a good time to do it. Okay. That was a good comment. That was a good distinction. So, on my team, okay, like we mentioned before with Far is a good one, just because, especially if you don't have a Mercy on your team, or you have an Honor on your team that's not looking at your Farah to heal her, as Brigitte, it's partially your job to keep an eye on your Farah to heal her, because you're one of the few characters on the support roster, aside from Zenyatta, who can toss her an orb, who can actually reliably give her healing from a distance. So if you don't have an Honor or Mercy on your team, or if you do but they aren't taking care of your Farah, it's partially your job to take care of Farah with the repair pack. It's worth noting as well, kind of somewhat like what McCree mentioned, but whenever your Farah is ulting, and this goes for other characters as well, kind of that are similar to Farah, any character on any like DPS or characters in general who stand still to use their ult, so McCree, for instance, when McCree is high nooning, any characters like that, you want to try and throw your repair packs on them as well, so they can get that extra armor, just because the fact that you know that they're going to get focused down as soon as they ult. And you want to try and keep them alive as much as possible, not only through the healing, but also through the extra armor that they get as well. It's worth noting that about the repair pack, because the fact it does last for 2 seconds per repair pack, even if your teammate was at full HP when you threw the repair pack and they get that extra 50 armor, if they happen to take damage, like a significant amount of burst damage, within that 2-second window, they will still continue healing themselves, okay? So, for example, let's say Tracer. Let's say I throw a repair pack on Tracer. And Tracer now has 200 HP because she gained that extra 50 armor. Alright? But enemy Doomfist punches our Tracer. And now Tracer goes down to 50 health or something. I don't know what the damages numbers are for Doomfist, okay? But let's say Tracer ends up at 50 health. During those 2-second window, she'll continue healing during that 2-second window. Even though she's already been topped off with the armor. So that's worth knowing about repair pack. Now in terms of repair pack targets, okay, aside from the fact that using them on teammates who are diving, okay, about to dive, like you know when they're about to dive or are currently in the process of diving. So like it's very obvious to tell when the Doomfist is diving because you'll see them use their uppercut and whatnot, or they'll punch or charge up their punch, literally initiating the dive. Okay, it's very obvious. So you could just throw a repair pack on them while they're doing that. Or a Genji, if he's about to blade, okay, Genji will typically dash in the air first, get nanoed, and then dash again into the enemy team. You can throw a repair pack into the Genji as he's dashing in the air. Stuff like that. Those are instances of like as they're diving, you can throw it onto them. Now, aside from that, there are things worth knowing about which characters are more beneficial to use repair pack on compared to others, in terms of giving that armor. Okay. In terms of whether or not you want to give them the armor. So, and these are mostly going to be any squishy characters on your team. So, for example, we have McCree over here who is on Winston. Okay. We have where is McCree, by the way? Oh, there he is. We have McCree on Winston. Okay. Where's Doomfist? Where are you? See, far as that spawn. Where is? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay, everyone, stop hitting each other. Okay. Let me get McCree up to full health. All right. All right. So, all right. Between my Doomfist Stonky and my Winston McCree, the whole team is about to initiate a dive, and I have to end up choosing who do I want to give my repair packs to give that extra 50 armor. Okay, between the two of them, I'm gonna want to give it to Stonky and Doomfist just because he's squishier. Giving it on a Winston, most tanks naturally already have armor, and giving them the extra 50 on top of having a super large health pool. Giving them the extra 50 armor repair pack is not going to really be as beneficial compared to giving it to a teammate squishy, who's more likely to dive as they're diving, like Doomfist, okay, or a Genji or a Tracer, okay. Using it on your squishy teammates is a lot more beneficial compared to using them on your tanks in general, just because your tanks are a lot easier to keep up alive because of the large health pools, compared to your squishy teammates who can die a lot easier. In terms of Doomfist specifically, if you have a Doomfist on your team, more often than not, I will tend to throw at least one repair pack on my Doomfist as he's diving, just because of the fact that Doomfist is really fucking difficult to kill when he's diving. Because remember, the Doomfist gains his own personal shields every time he lands his abilities on enemy teammates. No, it's fine. So if you can give your teammate Doomfist, the 50 armor on top of the extra personal shields that he gives himself from his own passive, he is super freaking... he's like impossible to kill a lot of times. All right, so Mr. All Candy asked in chat, sorry for interrupting, but is it okay to activate rally right after respawning with my team for the next fight? The short answer is going to be no, just because of the fact that they did nerf rally not so long ago, where the armor for rally no longer permanently stays on your teammates. Okay. After a certain period of time has went across. I don't remember what the time frame is. I want to say 20 seconds, but I don't feel like that's accurate. I don't think that's correct. But the point is that it does go away after a certain amount of time has passed. So you usually, is it 30 seconds? Okay, Josie says it's 30 seconds. So typically you only really want to use rally, and I'll talk more about rally once we get to rally topic. But you typically only want to really use rally as a fight is about to break out, or in the middle of a fight where you need to help keep your teammates alive. Okay. TLDR, you want to use it for fights. Okay, for actual fights, not before or after fights. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So repair packs. So like I said before, I wouldn't do it in the middle of Grab Dragon, just because of the fact that Grab Dragon does too much damage. On top of the fact that your team is going to be. Oh, you were joking. Okay.
I like how nice you were though, because that was the dumbest question ever, and you were just like, I would say no because. And I was like, well,
I didn't know you were joking. Oh god, this is getting loud. Everyone's doing so much. Please, no turrets.
what do you need us to do, Pig?
It's just hard for me to hear because everyone's making so much noise. This is not deathmatch, guys.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Aside from using repair pack for armor on your dive hero teammates, the only real major usage for using repair pack is obviously to heal teammates who are in critical condition, who are either in critical condition or B, if they're being heavily pressured. Okay. So regardless of the teammate, if you notice one of your teammates is being heavily targeted or heavily pressured, that's a good time to use a repair pack. So like if I notice that my Winston, who I normally would not use a repair pack on for diving, if I notice my Winston is starting to get targeted, focus fired, then it's okay to use repair pack on Winston because I want to keep him alive. He's going to take a shit ton more damage compared to my other teammates because he's the one being focus fired. Okay. Aside from that, though, those are pretty much the only 3 reasons why you really need to use a repair pack. A, it's cool. A, so I'll just review them again real quick. A, on diving teammates who are literally just like, if you know they're about to dive or in the middle of them diving, you throw it on them to give the extra for the armor. B, on any teammates who are in critical condition, who are low, you want to always prioritize your squishies first, though, if possible. Or C, on any teammate who is being heavily pressured or focus fired. Okay, just because they're going to take more damage and you need to help them keep them sustained as much as possible. So, any questions about repair pack usage?
Nope.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So, next up, let's talk about shield. Let's talk about your shield preservation. All right. Can someone on the enemy team go Zarya?
Yes, sir.
And someone else on the enemy team also go Hog.
You're so toxic.
And just meet up with me at the first point. Okay. Just meet me at the choke. Okay. So we're gonna start talking more about how Brigitte duels people, okay? There are two types of scenarios in how Brigitte 1v1s people, okay? And it's this is a lot more black and white compared to the other things, okay? And it's primarily is you just ask yourself the question, does the enemy on paper have the advantage over me and would typically win the fight? Or the opposite, will they typically lose the fight on paper, okay? Depending on the matchup will determine on how you fight against that character, okay? And this is a lot more clear cut, all right? When playing against an opponent who would typically win on paper, which for Brigitte would typically be like tanks, for instance, just because tanks have so much HP that on paper it should be impossible for me to kill the tank in time before the tank kills me. Okay. However, there is a way to get around that, and that is simply by A, preserving your shield, and B, using natural cover to your advantage. Okay. So a good example of this is where's Zarya? Zarya, come to choke real quick. All right, we're gonna duel each other a little bit. Just stand over here, pretend you're on defense, and just pretend you're on defense, defending choke. Okay, just Zarya. I'm dueling just Zarya. Okay, all right. Just just pretend you're defending the choke. Okay, and I'm on attack, and I'm going through choke and whatnot. Okay, all right. The biggest thing that you guys need to keep in mind. Oh, hold on. We're not doing it just yet. We're not doing it. Not just yet, but we're about to. Not just yet, though. So, like I mentioned before, the biggest thing that you have to keep in mind when you're at a disadvantage in a duel is keeping your shield alive as much as possible. So don't let it break. And B, using natural cover as much as possible. So what you'll see me do here is I'm going to be playing around this corner as much as possible. Okay, on top of making sure that I can smack Cypress as much as possible and just nick away at her health as Zarya. Okay, and whiplashing the Zarya away in a out of position to make it harder for Zarya to kill me until her HP can get low enough for me to potentially coming aggressive and start trying to kill her. Okay, so on a count of 3, we'll just kind of duel a little bit. Okay, everyone else can just kind of watch. All right, on 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right. Dude, no, dude, stop. This is just a 1v1 fight. I'm trying to just give an example. I don't know what everyone's doing.
Getting rid of the problem.
Okay. All right. We'll just redo that again. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. All right. You saw how long I was able to last?
Yeah, you
right there.
alive.
And it was just simply, I missed a few of my whip shots. If I had landed those whip shots, I would have been able to stay alive a lot longer, just because I would have been able to heal myself a little bit longer, and my shield would have recovered a little bit longer. But it's like just from that alone, you saw how long I was able to stay alive, and that was just simply in a 1v1. Obviously, of course, you're gonna have your teammates with you, which is gonna make it a lot harder for Zarya. Like realistically, Zarya would probably not push the choke nearly as much as she did. Right there. In which case, I would have been able to recuperate a little bit easier. All right. But by using your natural cover and by preserving your shield as long as possible, that's how you fight, more or less, against enemies in a disfavorable matchup. All right. I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah. Okay. The best way to think about... Can you show me the 1v1 again? I was dead. SJ, I swear to God, if you kill one more person, I'm gonna kick you. Okay. If you'd like to see the 1v1 again, yes, we can do the 1v1 again. Where's Cypress? Where are you? Oh, there we are. We'll do it one more time. Sure. All right. No, like honestly, I would prefer it if everyone stops fighting, but. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so I'm pushing up. So I'm keeping him at bay. Okay, and I'm stunning him. I'm just trying to keep my distance until I can whittle him away. Okay. You guys see what I mean?
Yeah. It's a 50-50 shot for you.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less as Shay. It's played super defensive, but you still it's kind of defense. It's almost like a passive aggressive way of fighting, okay? Where because you're basically making up for your weakness and using stuff around you to your strengths, okay? So like realistically, just think about it real quick, okay? All right, just think about it real quick. Yeah, can all of you, like both of you, or whoever it is. All right, just think about it real quick. Against me and Cypress on Zarya. I'm playing Brigitte. Cypress, how much normal health does Zarya have? Is it 500 or something?
Like
400?
without shields, it's
With the shields, like total.
400. Oh, I have 400.
Okay, so Zarya has 400 HP, not including the bubbles. Okay, for protection, for damage mitigation. Okay, so on paper, on top of the fact that Zarya can do a shit ton amount of damage at higher charges. Okay, and I think her right click, the projectile thing, does like 40 damage. I think it is something like that. If it hits directly. On paper, Zarya should win this matchup if we were to just go at it. However, okay. That's my weakness, is the fact she's simply more tanky than I am and can do more damage than me, okay? So, in order to play around that, I have to make up for my weakness and play to my strengths, okay? My weakness being that I simply have less HP than she does, and I do less damage than she does, okay? My strengths being that I have more CC and sustain than she does, okay? So I play to my strengths while mitigating my weaknesses. Okay, that's why I'm playing around cover and I'm preserving my shield as much as possible. So that way, over the long term, okay, sooner or later, I will be able to kill the Zarya. Okay, which is what happened in that last fight. Because I played around cover and I was able to keep my distance until she was low enough where I could go in for the kill. That's how I was able to win that fight. And that's similar type of mindset that is going to be against any type of character that you have a disfavorable matchup against, okay? And obviously, of course, for favorable matchups, you can just go as aggressive as you want. Now, since we're on that topic about 1v1 duels and favorable or disfavorable matchups, let's talk about Brigitte's stun combo real quick, because this is more or less going to be your meat and potatoes for how you kill off people. All right, Mr. Alkindi asks in chat, if my shield broke in the middle of a fight and I have no natural cover, do I activate rally to save myself? The short, I guess the simplest answer to that, Mr. Alkindi, is the fact in a void, so completely ignoring the context of the situation, okay? If you have no shield in the middle of a fight with no cover, assuming no one's going to help you, okay? The short answer would be no, okay? Just because it'll be a waste of rally. The main reason you would want to use rally is to provide armor for your teammates. You don't really want to use rally on yourself exclusively, Okay. Again, that's answering the question in a void. Okay. However, let's say that you are in a situation where your teammates are around you. Okay, they can potentially help peel for you. They're going to help attack the enemy team. You could potentially use your teammates as meat shields, okay, to stay alive and pop rally, not only helping you get some back health in the form of armor, but also makes your teammates more tanky as well, making them better meat shields. So that's kind of like the short and long answer of that question. The more legitimate response is it just depends on the situation. It really just depends on the situation, in which case your best bet on being able to help define moments like that is just simply ask for a VOD review. Which I do, by the way. Now that the share replay codes thing is finally out live in the game, if you ever need a VOD review, you can just send me your game code for that replay, and I could do it for you. I won't do it or if I do it this stream, it'll be towards the end of the stream. But I won't do it anything like that right now, though, just because I have a lot to cover for this. What was I talking about before you asked that question?
Hey, Pig, I hate to interrupt, but I need to go see my grandma.
Yeah, go for it.
But I'll finish watching the stream later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Take care. Oh yeah, I was talking about I was gonna show you guys the stun combo. Okay. So this stun combo is literally the meat and potatoes of Brigitte's on how Brigitte kills people, essentially. Okay.
I was just trying to get up there.
No worries. Altogether, the combo does about 110 damage. Okay, when you do it. All right, which against most squishies is a little bit more than half their health. Okay, I guess most squishies tend to have 200 HP. Okay. So just knowing that number, knowing that the combo does 110 damage can help you be able to figure out, can I go for the kill, or should I play a little bit more passively first before I go for the kill? All right. And I'll use SJ over here as an example since he's nice and tanky. Okay. So the combo itself, and some of you might know this already, okay, or seen people do this, but the combo itself is you shield bash them first, you do a melee, okay, and then you animation cancel the melee into a whiplash, okay. If any of you played Reinhardt before, you might know that you can animation cancel his swing into a fire strike, okay. Does anybody not know what the animation cancel looks like, or has never done it before, or doesn't know what I'm talking about? So I can go over that real quick.
Enemies over there.
Good to go.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and just show the combo real quick. All right. So again, it's shield bash, swing, animation cancel into a whiplash. Okay.
I've got you covered.
That's it. That's the combo. Look how much damage SJ has, or health. Okay, well, he took more now, but he took a good chunk of damage. It does 110 damage. Considering the fact that the enemy is stunned during that duration, it's basically burst damage of 110 damage, which is that's a pretty good amount, pretty chunky amount for a support. So pretty much. So going into the actual combo itself. So I just showed you guys the combo. Let's go over when she actually used the combo. I kind of mentioned it already a little bit before, but I'll just clarify it a little bit right now. Okay. So you saw like right there during the 1v1 duel I had with Cypress. Okay. I never actually tried doing the combo until I saw that she had low health. Okay. Just because of the fact that doing the combo in an early stage of a fight where you're not able to kill them off puts you at a disadvantage, because now you no longer have your shield bash, which is one of your best abilities. Okay. On top of the fact you no longer have your whiplash either, which is what you use to keep people at bay. Okay. So basically, two of your strengths are no longer available for you if you're not able to kill them off. okay, which is most notable against tanks. Okay, so if like I think SJ is at full health. If I did against if me and SJ were to duel right here, and I used the combo straight from the get-go without being able to kill him, SJ is probably gonna kill me. Okay, just because I can't recover from that because I don't have my Whiplash anymore to boop him away. I don't have my Shield Bash anymore for another 7 seconds to stun him and prevent his take a breather. So I'm literally a sitting duck. I just have my shield to protect me and natural cover to protect me until I can wait for my cooldowns to come back. So you really only want to use the shield combo when you think you can kill somebody. So like how I did with SJ, I mean against Cypress, I didn't actually try doing it until I saw she was low. I basically waited, I bided my time. Okay, I didn't mean to hit you. I basically bided my time and was trying to whittle away her health until she was low enough for me to go for the kill. Okay. Against squishies, that's not nearly as much of a concern, of course, depending on the matchup. Obviously, against characters like Reaper, you have to play a little bit more similarly, like I did against Zarya, just because the fact that Reaper, it's a lot easier for Reaper to kill you in like 1 or 2 shots compared to say Ashe. Okay, in a close quarters combat, Ashe is going to struggle a lot worse compared to say Reaper. So that's the biggest thing you need to know about the shield combo is try to use it mainly for when you want to kill somebody. And the second usage is also to get a quick burst of damage in and also boot people out of the way and play passively. Okay, so a good situation like that is like right here on Hanamura. Okay, if we have attack and defense, okay, let's say SJ's on defense, okay, he's protecting choke, and we're on attack. Okay, we're about to go in. Okay, I'm going in. SJ's about to engage me. Okay, assuming I don't get hooked. Okay, but yeah, I start backing up. Okay, doing that will help me get high burst damage in immediately, proc my Inspire, and boop them out of position. All right, in order to buy more time for my team and make it easier for my team to engage or disengage, whatever. Okay, that's the second main usage for it. Aside from those two, there's no real reason to use the shield bash combo. Okay, if you're not killing people, you're trying to do high burst damage and keep people at bay, and that's it. Okay, and then run away. Kind of like how Soldier does, where he like kind of where he does high burst damage and then runs away with his guerrilla tactics.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Brigitte, where if you can't kill the target, you're quickly putting in some small bursts of damage and you're running away. That's like it. Those are like the only two reasons you would use your shield bash combo. Let's talk about Inspire, let's talk about the combo, talk about Repair Pack, talk about the shield rips. I believe I talked about Whiplash, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first thing we did.
Okay. All right. So next up, let's talk about rally usage. Okay. The main thing. So rally, I've somewhat talked about earlier, where you can use rally almost like a healing tool on its own. Okay. But the main use for rally is ultimately going to depend on what the enemy is playing and how it interacts with rally. Okay, that's the main thing to note. So what I'm gonna end up doing here in order to help show some things is I'm gonna put all of you on the enemy team. I'm gonna restart the lobby and have it so everybody can have their ultimates, and I'm gonna basically show the interactions between certain ultimates in rally. Okay, because some of them are very important to know, and it's these interactions which determine whether or not you should use rally during fights or not, or whether or not you should not use rally during fights or not. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna change the settings real quick and then I'll restart it. All right. All right. So going down the list, I want someone on the enemy team to pick. Someone pick Roadhog. Someone pick Sigma. And someone pick Bastion. Okay.
Yeah, let's move it, people.
I will prove myself.
All right, just meet me up in the middle. All right, we'll start off with Roadhog. Everybody else, go up on the high ground up there. All right. Maybe there's only 3 units left now. Okay. All right, everybody up there, don't do anything. I'm gonna use rally. Okay, once I get to my and then I want you to use your whole hog, your ultimate. Okay. All right. Like at a normal distance, like that would typically, yeah. So it would typically be at, most often than not, be at this distance. Just go ahead and use it. I have 170. Wait, why do I have more HP all of a sudden? Something's not right. Oh, no, it was right. Okay, I didn't realize rally affects HP like that. Okay, we'll do it again so you can see. Okay. Alright, try and put me into the wall if you can, though, so I don't leave the area. And just scoot back a little bit. Oh, I was... It was... Alright. Gotta go soon. Yeah, you could do the thing now, hold on. But the thing was, like, I lived through that. Normally that would kill somebody, but through my rally, I was able to almost negate the whole hog hold with that, okay? Because of all the pellets that come out of whole hog, the armor mitigation could more or less just negates whole hog, okay? Next up, we'll have Sigma, so SJ. Everyone else go back up the high ground to spectate. All right. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use rally, and then SJ, I just want you to ult me, okay? Alright. I'm still alive. Okay. I still have a good chunk of without him actually shooting his primary fire at me. Okay, because keep in mind I wasn't holding up my shield. So I could have blocked his primary fire. But I was around normal HP. Even with him ulting me, okay, with my rally. So, rally on its own can pretty much save people from a Sigma ult. Let's see. Fill up. Next we have Bastion. Okay, everyone else spectate. I'm gonna ult, and Bastion, you can just shoot me. Okay. Okay. Takes 2 shots to kill me with Bastion ult. All right. Granted, that is 2 direct hits as well. But it's worth noting just because the fact that typically the Bastion ult will one-shot most squishies. But with the rally, it makes it 2 shots instead, which is important because having that extra shot means that you have an extra like second to keep your teammate alive or potentially save them from dying. That can help you with characters. Yeah, just help them from dying. That can easily be enough time for maybe like if you have a Reinhardt in your team or your shield tank, that 1 second might be all it takes to help your tanks or your other teammates to come in and peel for your teammate to save them. Okay, I'll need you guys to swap heroes. All right, I want you. Someone pick Doomfist. The other person pick Genji. Let me dip at the same spot. All right, so we'll do Doomfist first, okay? And we're actually gonna do the Doomfist ult twice because there's 2 things I want to show. So the first thing is I'm gonna ult with Rally, and then I want you to ult directly on top of me. I will not do anything in response to it. I'm just gonna stand still, okay? All right. I had like 60, 75 HP. Afterwards, okay, I was still alive. Now this time, I'm gonna go heal myself. This time, I want you to ult. After we ult, I'm actually gonna like use my shield and stuff like I normally would in game. Okay, and you'll see how much HP I have. Let me hit you, or let me hit someone real quick. Okay. All right, here we go. I took no damage at all whatsoever. And I still had most of my health and HP. Okay. Normally as well against Doomfist, I would shield back. I would stun you. And I would do the shield combo on the Doomfist as soon as he lands. Okay. Instant 110 damage on top of any of my teammates that happen to be shooting him too. Pretty much dead. Yeah. Doomfist would pretty much be dead at that moment. Alright, this time we'll have Genji. Let me hit you again, Doomfist, to get my ult back faster. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize you were that low. Alright, well, I have Rally. I'll wait for you to come back so you can see this. Alright, so against Genji, alright, a lot of people don't actually think about this, but Rally is actually a pretty effective counter to Blade, to Dragon Blade. Alright, so just going over the numbers real quick so you guys can visualize it. Dragon Blade on its own does 120 damage per slice, okay? And Genji can swing his blade about once every second, okay? So it's about 120 damage per second that he's slicing you. A nano blade does 180 damage per slice, okay? Remember, Rally provides a max of 100 armor per team to you and your teammates, okay? Not counting your repair packs, we provide an extra 50 armor too, okay? So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna pop our ults again, okay? I'm gonna stand still, and you're just gonna slash me, okay? And just watch how long it takes me to die, okay? So we'll do this a few times. First time, I'm actually not gonna ult, but you're just gonna pop Dragon Blade and you're just gonna kill me, okay? Watch how long that takes. Second time, I'll pop ult, you'll slash me, see how long that takes in comparison, okay? So just go ahead and use Dragon Blade and just slash me. Took 3 slices to kill me with Dragon Blade without me doing anything, okay? All right. All right. So this time I'm gonna rally, and then I'm just gonna stand still again. Okay. Let me know when you roll back. You got it? Okay. All right, here we go. What was that, like 5 slices? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 slices, okay. And that's without me doing anything. 4 slices. Yeah, more if you miss. Even more if I'm actually interacting and trying to keep you away and boop you away and stuff like that too. Okay. All right. Now we'll do it a third time. This time I'm actually gonna fight you with our ults. Okay. Yeah, plus my healing. Okay. This time I'm actually gonna fight you with our ults. Where are you? There you are. All right. Here we go. That was a bit of a fail. We can try again if you want. That whole first half of the fight, we didn't even like touch each other. That's fine. Yeah. Let's try it again. I want to try and get hit more often. Is what I was trying to go for. All right. There we go. I'll get a little closer too, so you make it easier for you. Okay. You guys could probably see just how freakishly tanky I am when I'm actually trying. Okay. That's not even counting my teammates, who will also be super tanky with the rally too. So rally on its own, it is honestly a pretty good counter against Blade. Now this time, McCree, if you can actually go Ana, so you can nano blade him, because realistically that's going to be the more likely instance of what's going to happen. Let's actually meet up with McCree real quick at spawn.
There's like a whole battle arena over here.
All patched up.
I'll just meet in the middle. We'll just... All right, so you'll go ahead and nano blade him when I rally, okay? And we'll fight it out. All right. All right, hold on. Let me build up the armor to 100 first. It wasn't fully up yet.
Practice makes perfect. Not to mention some bumps and bruises.
Yeah, remember, Nano Blade does 180 damage per swing. So realistically, even with my full armor, my 100 armor, you only need about 2 hits, maybe a third, depending on how much time passes between hits to kill me. If you do it quick enough. All right, let's try again. Let me get my armor up first. And go ahead. See how much longer it is to kill me though? It takes a lot longer.
A couple shots, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost the same as a non-nanoed.
Yeah, almost the same as a non-nano from when I was just standing still doing nothing. So yeah, that's not even including obviously that's not including your teammates trying to kill the Genji or trying to mess up the Genji or avoid the Genji or whatever, or peel for you whatsoever. So it helps keep your team alive a lot easier. In a more coordinated team fight, or maybe that's not the best phrasing. In a more coordinated team, okay? So say like if we were to be working together and we got used to playing together a little bit better, or if you're playing at higher elos, like around my elo, as soon as I stun the Genji with my shield bash, my other teammates are already like chain stunning the Genji as well and killing him, focus firing him down really fast, okay? Because he's basically standing in one spot for like what, a second or so when I shield bash him. I think it's 0.75 seconds is the shield bash duration stun. And that's not including my whip shot, which boops him away and stuff too. If I boop him away, yeah, I think that's correct. If I can boop Genji away, I mean, like during our fight, I actually went back into him even after a whiplash. Normally, I would not do that. I'd usually stay away from the Genji as soon as I whiplash him, and stay alive even longer. Maybe not even die. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but normally, like at my elo, for example, as soon as I shield bash or I boop him away, the Genji's gonna get almost no value whatsoever because either everyone's gonna focus fire him all of a sudden and kill him because he only gets his swift strike reset if he kills somebody. But if I stun and boop him away from the team without him solidifying a kill, he can't chain kill with his Dragon Blade anymore until he gets that first kill. And by the time he does get that first kill, about half, if not more than half, of his Dragon Blade is already gone. They're like the cooldown timer. So Rally is realistically a very good ultimate against Blade and even Nano Blade a lot of times too. Whether or not you actually survive the Nano Blade though, just kind of depends on how good you are in playing keep away against the Genji, as well as how coordinated your team is and being able to kill him quick enough, if depending on the situation. But it can help. The TLDR is that Rally can help keep you alive against a Genji a lot for a long enough period of time to be able to at least do something about the Genji Blade. Okay, so going down the list of characters again. I'll start swapping people again.
I will be your shield.
Who's next up on the list? Let's do Hanzo and Junkrat. Will more or less be going down like the DPS ults. The most notable ones. So I was at full HP when you did that dragon with the armor. I had the 100 armor. That's why I don't recommend using Rally during a grab dragon combo, just because of the fact that you'll still die during the combo even with Rally. Rally just simply delays the inevitable. It doesn't stop it. And the grab lasts too long for you to get out of it before you die. So there's no point rallying during a grab dragon combo. All right. So for here, Junkrat, yeah, just go ahead. That also kills me. I forgot what the number is, but I think it's like I think a Junkrat tower does like what, like 400 or 500 or something like that? 600? Yeah, I knew it was a high number. All right, next up. Where the next heroes for you to go into. All right, next up, I need you guys to go into. Far can still kill you. Go into Reaper and go into Soldier. Reaper and Soldier. What's up, Fawn Hub? How you doing? All right. So first up, we use Reaper. Okay. I'm actually use my. I'm not gonna shield bash you, but I'll just hold up my shield. Okay, so you can see how long it can last, just by being in your radius with my rally. Okay. All right. I lived through all that. With like, at the end of it, I had about a 60-ish HP. But then obviously my rally stayed a little bit longer than yours, so now I have 147. So that's worth noting. Because of the fact that Reaper, any ultimate, the best way to think about it is that any ultimate that does a lot of damage but uses a bunch of like pellets or bullets in order to do that damage, rally is more effective against those type of ultimates compared to others. Okay. You could. Yeah, that's true. I could avoid even more if I just stand in it, shield, let the shield break, and then more armor. It's possible. It kind of depends on the situation. The point is that you can pretty much live either or if it's just a 1v1 interaction. Let me go heal myself real quick. So next up we'll have Soldier's ultimate. All right, I want you to use your ultimate, but don't use your Helix rocket. Okay. Yeah, and I'd probably stun it either too. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and just use your ult. You see how long that took to kill me? That was like half your ult. Half your ult was used to kill me without me doing anything. And that's without my shield too, which is an extra 200 HP. Let's do it again, and I'll use my shield.
Can I use Helix Rock here now?
We'll do it twice. We'll do the first time without Helix Rocket. We'll do the second time with Helix Rocket. All right, let me get the armor real quick. All right, go ahead. I almost got my shield back. I didn't do shield preservation that well. I might have lived that if I did it correctly. That was like your entire ult though. Literally just focus around me with my rally.
Just for a break.
Yeah, just for a break. If I'm playing around cover or if I'm preserving my shield correctly, I probably could have lived through that easily. Next up. Oh yeah, we'll do a third time now. This time with Helix rockets. All right. More often than not, it is worth noting that typically a soldiers can be a lot farther away when he ults. So go ahead and stand on like that high ground spot, like the normal high ground spot. More often than not, this is like a soldier rarely ever, because Brigitte's gonna be like in the middle of her team most of the time. A soldier is never going to be smack dab in the middle of your team trying to ult you. Does it have fallout damage? If I remember correctly, I believe soldier's ult does not have fallout damage. Someone can correct me on that if that's wrong. But I believe it does not have fallout damage for the ult. His normal shooting does outside of his ult, but I don't think his ult does. I could be a little closer though. Okay. All right. Go ahead. It's about the same.
This is all part of the learning.
And that's not me hiding behind cover or anything too. That's just using my shield. If anything, all the Helix rockets would do is just break my shield faster and force me to hide behind cover a little bit sooner. But the interaction is about the same. Okay. Who's next? Go. Yeah, Torb and Josie, go Tracer. Actually, no, McCree, don't go Torb. Go Widow. All right, so we'll do Tracer. Brig. I mean, I think most people are already aware that Brig is like a hard counter to Tracer. Okay. Does anybody understand why though?
Sniper, watch out.
Stun.
That's half of it. Okay. Because realistically, a good Tracer will just stay away from the Brig. Will just not engage the Brig. Okay. In which case, that the Tracer doesn't have to worry about the stun nearly as much because she's just keeping her distance away from the Brig. The other answer is also because that Brigitte's armor makes Tracer almost impossible to play. Okay, like she can almost do no damage to people with the armor, right? So we're gonna do this a few times. Okay, I'm gonna rally and I want you to just simply shoot me. You can headshot me if you want to. I'll stand right next to you. Okay, and then the second time you can use your pulse bomb. All right. Let me get it to max. All right, go ahead. All right. Takes you 2 clips and headshot to kill me. Now this time I want you to do the same thing, but body shot me instead.
I can do better than that.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
All right, same thing, but you're gonna body shot. You do just body shots. You see how long that took?
3 full clips.
Yeah, that's with me doing nothing. And realistically, most Tracer players aren't doing full headshots, the entire clip doing headshot twice in a row. Okay, yeah, perfect. Like, you basically have to be aimbotting to do that. Unless you're like top 500 Defran or something like that. Okay, but at least for the majority of ranks, that's never gonna happen. Okay. Now this time we'll actually, I won't attack you, but I'll be using shield. I'll stun and just use my shield. Okay, but I'm not gonna hit you. Okay, I'm not gonna do damage to you aside from shield bash. You can use pulse bomb and stuff if you want. Did you try using pulse bomb? No? Okay, we could try again. Alright, I got mine back. Yeah. I think pulse bomb does about like 400, 500 damage or something like that. 350.
This might need a few adjustments.
That's my entire health. So if you stick me before I put my shield up, that kills me immediately. If you do it on my shield though, I think if you do it on my shield, I can actually drop it kind of like how Reinhardt does. I've never actually tried that, tested that though. So this is a good moment for me to actually figure that out.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Sniper, get behind some.
Hold on real
Rally
quick.
to me.
All right, go ahead and just put the pulse bomb on my shield.
Time to hold it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just like Reinhardt, I can drop it. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So Rally is just really good against Tracer. It makes it practically impossible for Tracer to do any damage unless she uses. She like has to use Pulse Bomb to do any damage. Aside from that, though, she's practically useless during Rally. Yeah, and hit perfect and hit the body too. Okay, so now this time for Widow, you're gonna headshot me when I'm at max armor.
Sniper, watch rally to me.
Yeah, yeah, that too. All right, go ahead and headshot me. So I can actually survive an entire headshot with Rally. And that's just me. That's not counting my teammates too. Like all of my teammate squishies will survive a headshot from a Widow with the 100 armor. Okay, next up. I don't think there's anybody else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, none of the supports can kill you. Unless they're hitting you perfectly or anything.
What about McCree?
I mean, McCree can still kill you. He just has to wait a little longer. Because McCree can literally do like, what was it, like up to 1,000 or something damage if he waits long enough or more. Like it's definitely enough to kill you. What is worth noting though, what you would do against McCree though, in a 1v1, if a McCree ults, all you would do is just hold up your shield. That's all you would do. And it would prevent you from dying. Just because of the fact that McCree only shoots one bullet from his ult at each person that he targets. He doesn't shoot multiple. So if you have a shield in the way, it will save you and not do any damage to your actual health pool. And I can show this to you right now too, if someone wants to go McCree. Yeah, what Josie said. It can break a sim wall too, if there's enough people behind it. That's why it's actually a common, or it's not common. There's an actual undervalued play that McCree's will do, which is where if a McCree is playing with their team, so like if enemy McCree is playing with the Rhino or whatever, okay, and we also have a Rhino on our team, okay, with all of our teammates, you know, deathballing together and such. One thing, and you'll see this a lot during Overwatch League, but will also start happening at higher elos as well, which is where McCree will use his ult as shield break. Okay, literally just break the Rhine shield. Okay, so that way your team can push in and just get free shots in without having to worry about protection from barriers. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this. So go ahead and just use your ult. No. Okay, well, I don't even need rally, but I'll do it because he hit me. Yeah, see. I don't even need the rally. Yeah, as long as I have a shield, it just stops McCree ult. Let's see. So that's pretty much rally. That was longer than the others just because we had to show the interactions. Correct. Rally cannot be interrupted. The only way to interrupt rally is if I die. Okay. Any questions before we start going into common matchup examples?
No, I'm gonna have to take off right now, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it though.
Yeah, no problem. Rally doesn't stay in your place of death like Inspired does. No, correct. Rally only lingers for as long as you're alive. Once you're dead, it stops building armor. You'll keep the armor. Anybody alive will still keep the armor for whatever 30 seconds? Well, for the duration of the 30 seconds. But they won't gain any more armor. Any other questions? Okay. All right, so last but not least, this is the final portion of today's crash course, which is going over the common matchups that Brig will have against enemies, certain enemies. Okay. So just to make this easier, let's go to your leave in like 5. Okay, we can make this quick. Go to your spawn real quick, and we'll just quickly switch between characters. Okay, go to Hammond. All right, just try rolling in a circle around this thing if you can. I don't know if this is big enough for that. Yeah, just roll in a circle. As Brig, because a lot of Hammonds would like to do this, especially when trying to contest a point. Okay, it's very simple. As he's rolling, keep rolling around the circle. Yeah, as he's rolling around the circle, you just want to interrupt his momentum. So you shield bash to do it, and then as he's rolling away, you can interrupt his momentum again with the whiplash. And you could just keep doing that. It's that simple. Okay, that's how you deal with ball. You just interrupt his rolling momentum, and then he's either dead or useless. One of the two. All right. Next up, I want you to do the pile driver. Okay. Okay. The way that you deal with pile, just use your yeah, there you go. The way you deal with Pile Driver is that it's very obvious to see where the ball is going to land. So all you do is simply you put up the shield right in front of where he's going to land, and then you shield bash him. Okay. I mean, assuming he doesn't mind. I'm talking about a normal Pile Driver. Oh my god. Yeah, if you want to meet me at my spawn, that'll be easier.
I can do better than that.
Yeah, and just go ahead and use the Pile Driver. Okay, I think I put it up late. Go ahead and try again. Either that or I was too close, one of the two. Okay, so I wasn't booped up at all because I held my shield up, which also makes it perfect for me to actually stun you as soon as you land. And just like before, when you're swinging around, I can interrupt your momentum and make it really difficult for you to do your job with my whiplash and my stun. Okay, so next up, go to Doomfist real quick. I'll go to your spawn. Okay, so I already showed previously, but we'll do it again real quick because I'm for anybody else that's watching, or I might edit this later. All right, just use your ultimate real quick. I'm just gonna show this again. Just hold your shield up in front of the circle. Oh, hold on, I did that wrong.
Practice makes perfect. Not to mention some bumps and bruises.
Yeah. Yeah, just go ahead and ult. Yeah. As long as you hold your... I was in the circle, so my shield got broken. But normally, if I was outside the middle circle, my shield would be alive. And I just stun you, just like with Hammond. Go ahead and uppercut me. And do, like, the combo. Okay. As soon as Doomfist uppercuts you, you can stun him immediately and whiplash him too, and just mess up their whole combo. So that's how you deal with Doomfist. Go ahead and go to Genji. I didn't think I was in front of you, but okay. Oh, actually, don't stop the Genji. Go to. Oh, let me look at the roster. Okay, so I'll just say it out loud because most of these don't need much of an actual visual. With Orisa, you can just simply you can use your CC on her after she uses Fortify, or basically whenever she's not fortified. That's when you use it. Hog, you want to use Shield Bash on him when he uses Take a Breather. Save Shield Bash explicitly for when he uses Take a Breather if you can. So he can't heal and you can potentially kill him. Sigma, you can just walk through his shield and just smack him. You CC whatever. Winston, if he ever jumps into your team, you just shield bash him. You just do the shield combo. That's true too, Josie. Booping Hog with Whiplash if he hooks a teammate, so you can save your teammate. That's also correct. I already showed Hammond. Zarya, I kind of showed a normal dual interaction against Zarya. Let's see. Doomfist, I already showed Doomfist. Genji, the only thing you can really do against Genji, aside from doing a shield combo if you're trying to kill him, is a lot of times, especially if you have like a Zen or an Ana on your team and you're playing Brigitte, the enemy Genji is very often going to target your other support or another squishy teammate, in which case you simply babysit those teammates. That's it. You just literally sit back, relax, and babysit those teammates. Wait for the Genji to just try and dive that teammate, and that's when you shield bash and boop him away and stuff. Either he'll run away or you can potentially kill him because he's out of position now. And he doesn't have his cooldowns. He didn't get the kill. That's how you do with Genji. There's not much you can do against Junkrat except try to avoid him or get Whiplash here and there. Let's see. Mei, the main thing you want to keep in mind for Mei is that whenever your teammates are frozen or your teammates are caught in a blizzard, use your Whiplash in order to boot Mei out of the way so she can't get the finishing right click on headshot on them to kill them. That's the most you can do against Mei. Can't do much against Pharah except Whiplash her whenever you can, if you can land the hit if she's close enough. Reaper, it's usually very obvious when Reaper's about to ult, in which case you just simply wait for him to ult and you shield bash him and they get the whole ult. Or if you don't have shield bash or your shield destroys before you can do it in time, you can Whiplash him away, boop him away from your teammates, so his ult doesn't do nearly as much damage. I already sold. Oh, let's see. Sombra is pretty similar to Tracer, where there's not. If she's not close enough for you to actually stun her and try and do the shield combo on her, the most you can do is simply try and Whiplash her to scare her and potentially make her want to run away. Does armor mitigate flinch? What do you mean by flinch? Widow has flinch when shot. I don't know what flinch is. I've never heard that term. I don't think flinch is even in Overwatch, to be honest. I'm pretty sure flinch is not in Overwatch, because you don't get stunned at all when you get shot by Widow. You just take damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying not to do a full charge so I don't kill you. Yeah, you don't flinch, you just take damage. I did scope in. I'm shooting you while scope in. I'm just not doing a full charge scope so I don't one-shot you. You weren't full. Oh, you'll shoot me while... Okay. Alright, I'm scoped. No. I'm perfectly fine. I can move around just fine. Yeah. There's no I've never heard that term before. As far as I'm aware, is you don't get flinched while scoped in as Widow. Or any sniper for that matter. No, I'm able to move it as you're shooting me. Yeah. Like I can move just fine while I'm being shot. Does it pop up? Let me check. Go ahead. Oh yeah, it does. It does a little bit. I didn't know that's what you meant by flinch. When I hear flinch, I'm thinking more like a CC or something of the sort. Okay, aside from those though, the only things you need to know is for Brigitte against Ana, the main thing you need to know against Ana is that you kind of have to bait her abilities out if you can. If you can bait her sleep, importantly, that's when you can start going aggressive, assuming it's a 1v1. The easiest way to do that is to just simply alternate between primary fire and shield. So it's just like swing shield, swing shield, swing shield. Just kind of like make it inconsistently, so that way it's unpredictable as to when you're going to swing. Until she actually shoots the sleep dart. And after she's asleep, that's where you can start getting more aggressive against Ana. Against Baptiste, if he uses Immortality Field, just boop him out in Immortality Field, and then you can just fight him like normal, so you can kill him. Against Lucio, if you Whiplash or stun him while he's wall riding, that will make him vulnerable because now he's on the ground, and it's a lot harder to initiate wall run than it is to continue it. Let's see. Mercy, kind of similar, where if you can separate her from enemy teammates, it's an easy kill. If you can Whiplash her in the middle of her Guardian Angel or in the beginning of it, it makes it harder for her to get into the right position that she was going for. There's really not much you can do about Moira except try and force her to use her fade. Once she uses fade, that's when you kind of, that's the only thing you kind of just tell that to your teammates, like Moira has no fade, and then you try and focus fire her if you can. There's not much you can do about her though. And Zen, like unless the Zen has good aim, like you can pretty much kill Zen. But other than that, that's pretty much it in terms of Brigitte. That's the Brigitte crash course. 2-hour-long crash course. But that's pretty much it. I hope that helps anybody who is watching either now or later on. When you view this later. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the res. Just like with Lucio, you can actually deny res with the boop from Whiplash. Obviously, of course, you can do it with stun too. Oh, actually, that's... Oh, crap. You know what? I completely forgot to actually talk about the playstyle of Brig, which is like one of the most important parts. So that will be the last thing I talk about before I end this. Alright, so now that we've finally gone over all that, I somewhat said in and out, but I never actually expressly talked about it because like it's a little bit more nuanced than just simply in and out. I'm gonna put you on my team real quick, and if you can go Reinhardt. I'm just gonna do it now, because we're pretty much done. This should be somewhat easy or quick to show and describe. All right, we're just gonna pretend we're like holding choke. All right. So, if for anybody watching or watching this later on, if you ever played Brigitte 1.0 when she first launched, okay, previously you could basically act as a bodyguard, okay, and just kind of frontline everybody for your team, okay, almost like a tank in itself. But now with Brigitte 2.0, she's almost the opposite, okay, where she no longer is on the front line. She's kind of, to put in soccer terms, kind of like a midfielder, okay. So because the fact that your shield no longer has the, what was it, 400 HP or something, or 500 HP like it used to, you're not nearly as tanky anymore. So you can't be on the front. So what you do instead is you let your teammates, 500, you let your teammates be, especially your tanks, be your shield instead, and you just kind of lurk behind your team, waiting for the enemy team to make a mistake for you to pounce, okay? The best way to think about Brigitte's new playstyle, okay, is if Brigitte 1.0 was like a bodyguard, okay, who protects their teammates from the front line, Brigitte 2.0 is like a predator lurking in the bushes waiting to pounce, okay? That's the best way to think about Brigitte 2.0, okay? So if we're holding this choke right here on Hanamura, and Josie is playing Reinhardt, okay, all right, I am waiting for a moment, okay, to assist my Reinhardt, okay, or pounce on the enemy, okay? So like right now, if Josie is backing up, okay, and the enemy team's starting to push through the choke, this is where I pounce on them, and I force them to back up, okay? That will allow my Reinhardt, that will give my team space to push up and be aggressive again. Let my Reinhardt to push back up and retake that space, okay? This is more or less how Brigitte's new playstyle is. More like a predator waiting to pounce rather than a bodyguard on the front line, okay, like a tank. I had, do you have more? Stun plus shatter is legit. That is true, but that takes coordination though. That takes coordination just because of the fact that stun only lasts for 0.75 seconds. So if you're not ready for it, like the moment I stun them, it's not gonna work. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go through my replay one of the replays that I had, I think last night, on Brig, just to kind of show examples of everything I kind of taught throughout the stream so far, for you guys to see what's happening. So I don't know how much time you have left, Josie, but if you want to watch, you can watch. I'm streaming it though on my channel. If you want to watch it, I have to leave the custom game or in party though, and actually view the replay. Okay, well, thanks for helping out, Josie. I really appreciate it. I'll probably hop on later today too. All right, I'll see you later. All right, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and show a replay. I had a couple replays. I'm so happy that the new share replay feature is out now, because now I can actually pin replays on top of the fact that you guys can actually submit your replays to me, so I can actually help coach it if I need to. So I'm gonna show this game on Hanamura that I had, okay? This, from, if I remember correctly, this was a 30-100 game, so this was literally a borderline diamond game. Barely diamond game. And I'm playing Brigitte. We'll go. So right here we're on attack, and we'll watch defense too. This was the tie. This game was a tie. My rank right here, I think, was literally 2974. So literally, this was going to be my diamond game. If I won, I made it the diamond. If I didn't win or tied, I stayed relatively the same. All right, so I just want you to watch how I'm kind of lurking and waiting for a moment to pounce. Okay. One thing you'll notice is that I'm holding my shield up a lot, just to make sure I am safe at all times if something unexpected happened. I heard the Doomfist top right, so I was calling out to my teammates. That's why I was looking up there, because I heard it and I knew it was coming. So I whiplashed the Doomfist right there to mess up his combo, Okay, so you can see he literally messed it up. Now I'm forcing the Doomfist to waste his cooldowns. The Zarya had to bubble him in order to help him escape. And that was just from me using one ability. Alright. So right here, I'm literally just lurking in the back, assisting my teammate until I see a moment to strike. Okay? I'll speed it up a little bit. So right there, if my teammates didn't kill the Doomfist right away, you saw that I literally pounced on the Doomfist already. Those are moments I'm looking for. Little moments like that. Okay? Right now, I'm just trying to keep it top up. I'm waiting for somebody to be visible. I got my Whiplash in, so I procced Inspire. Okay? Remember correctly, I try and keep Inspire up as often as possible. Okay? Right here, free swings. If I see little moments like this to get some damage in, keep my Inspire up, that's all I need. And it chips away their damage, keeps Inspire up. Helps my teammates be able to pressure them as well too. They're starting to back off now, so I think we're about to push. Okay. Now we're pushing up. Right here, I believe I actually made a mistake where I thought my teammates were going to continue pushing up, so I went aggressive on the Sigma. It's like he's alone. I thought my team was going to push up, so I ended up dying here, but they didn't push up. So that was my fault for assuming. But you can kind of see that I'm literally just lurking, waiting for a moment to take advantage of. I'm never actually ever in front of my team unless it's favorable of me to do so. Okay. Okay. I have to slow this down just because these games start getting really fast at these tiers and higher. I'll put it 75. That should be slow enough for you guys. Okay. So I'm constantly making use of natural cover so that I can preserve my shield as much as possible. Brig is low, so I'm trying to go for the kill. I'm starting to get low, though, so I'm backing off. Okay. Playing around the corner, letting my shield recover. I blocked the Doomfist ult with my shield, like I mentioned before. And we were able to deal damage to him. Unfortunately... Oh, no, we did kill him. We did kill him perfectly. Whenever you get grabbed, the most you can do is simply almost act like a Reinhardt and just be a shield for your team as much as possible. Keep your shield in front of the grab as much as possible. Mitigate as much damage as you can. Throw repair packs on your teammates to heal them and give them armor if you can, and just try and survive the grab. Fast forward just a little bit. We're just regrouping. Throughout this moment, I'm literally just focusing on trying to keep my hog alive. I'm not trying to be aggressive. Those are free hits for me. I'm going to take it. But I'm constantly lurking. I'm literally just lurking, waiting to get value in. There it is. Here's McCree, okay? My McCree is ulting. He can't really move that well while he's ulting, so I'm throwing repair packs on him to keep him alive because I know he's going to get focus fired. Alright. Keep my teammates alive. I'm lurking, just waiting for a moment to strike. Okay. Sigma pushed in a little too much, so I go in to get some few cheeky hits in. I almost got Brigitte, but I didn't. Okay. We're all together, and I got Rally. There's no real major shields being played here, so we can just push. Okay, we are super tanky at this moment. My hog is getting low, but my Rally is able to keep him alive because of the damage mitigation from Rally and the constant buildup of the armor during the Rally duration. Okay. Okay. So even my Sigma right now is low, but because of the armor, he's able to stay pretty chunky still. Okay. I saw my hog was getting dove in focus fired. He might have died to that if I didn't come and assisted and help peel for him. So I went after the Brig, and I should be able to kill the Brig here. Now that their Brig is gone, we have the advantage. Okay, because now that naturally makes our team more tanky compared to their team. Whenever it's a Brig v Brig setup, whoever wins the Brig war will typically have the advantage for their team. The Sigma's isolated, so I go after him. There was the shield bash combo that I talked about previously. Remember how I mentioned before? Let's rewind that a little bit. Remember how I mentioned before that you primarily want to use the shield bash combo to help finish kills if possible, or use it as a keep away tool. Okay, get high burst and keep away. Right. So we'll slow that again a little bit. Half speed. Okay. So I see he's getting low. He's in killing distance now. So that's when I started going for it. I didn't need the shield bash, luckily. But I did most of the combo. So now we're just trying to occupy the space and make sure they don't recontest. For this moment, all I want to do is just use Whiplash to keep them further back, and use Stun to keep them at bay and for free damage. Keep going. All right, right here. So at this moment, because of the range that we're currently at, there's not much I can do aside from repair packs. But because I'm trying to recover my repair packs at this moment, I'm primarily looking for moments to Whiplash and get my Inspire up. That's it. Okay. I hear the Doomfist activate his ult. So right now I'm looking to try and stun the Doomfist as his ult. Okay. We managed to block the radius. Okay. Even without the Sigma barrier, my shield would have been fine because I was a little bit outwards from the center of the circle. And I was able to shield bash him, and we were able to secure the kill. All right. So right here, okay, I think their shield broke. Now, again, Whiplash, trying to keep Inspire up. Just trying to keep us alive, okay? And we're just trying to slowly creep our way through. All right. All right. There we go. I can kill him there. He died. Again, we're still together. So I rally. And they're already down like half. They're like 3 left. Again. Gave him repair pack so he can stay alive during his ultimate. Okay. Alright. A few things here. I'm trying to avoid the lava, but I also see the ball. I'm a very good deterrent against ball. I stun ball right here. Now I can't move around this much. Now even if it goes back into ball form, okay, he's going to be a little difficult for him to move around properly, okay? If I can stay alive here and get my Whiplash back... Oh no, I died because of lava. I completely forgot there was lava though. But I'm pretty sure that at that moment, I was looking to hide behind cover so I can get my cooldowns back in time so I can continue harassing the ball. Fast forward this a little bit.
That wasn't the plan.
All right. So this is kind of like a repeat of what was happened before. Like I mentioned before, when we're calling the grab, the most you can do is simply kind of just frontline your team as much as possible. And just use your barrier to mitigate damage and throw repair packs on your teammates to try and keep them alive. Hopefully you can give them that extra armor, otherwise you're at least healing them. All right. Now we're out of it. Now we're just continue trying to push it again, looking for openings. I'm using natural cover, and I'm just looking for cheeky hits around corners. Okay? This is easy Inspire procs. Activations, okay? Free Inspire activations. Now I'm just trying to keep away, okay? We took out the lamp, so we were able to kill back these easily. I'm focusing the Brig. Because like I mentioned before, in a Brig v Brig setup, whoever kills the enemy Brig first, it has the advantage. Okay, because Brig naturally makes your whole team tanky, so whichever team is less tanky is normally going to die first. Okay. Just like with McCree, because Sigma tends to be very vulnerable when he ults, I want to throw repair packs at him and give him that extra armor so he can survive a little bit easier. Okay. there was the killing combo. I saw he was low health, so I went for the kill. All right, now we're gonna play on defense, I believe. This is where I'm gonna show some of the playstyle that's a little bit more similar to what I was doing with Josie before, where I'm just kind of lurking again, but this time on the defense side, just waiting for enemies to push through or take advantage of moments and stuff. I really wish I could see my in-game stats like you would for this match, like you could normally in a game. So, right there, I saw the Torb was there, and I hadn't hit anything to proc Inspire yet, so I did it just to proc Inspire. I knew he wasn't going to die or anything from it, it was just to proc Inspire. A lot of people don't do this, but you can still use your melee to hit the shields and do damage to shields and help break the shield. I wish people did it a little more often, but I don't think people realize you could do that. So this is where Sigma's poking through alone. This is where I jump on the Sigma. Although I think this ended up being a mistake because of how far apart my teammates were. So I actually got him in the corner right here. I ended up getting super low, I think. I think he managed to escape that right here. I don't remember. Yeah, he managed to escape. I got so close to killing him, though. You see how I was able to, like, pounce on him and take advantage of his bad positioning? His teammates weren't directly next to him, so I was able to just jump on him. He was right next to my teammates, too. Okay. Again, getting some cheeky hits in around the corner. Getting my proc, my Inspire to continue activating. Keeping the healing up. This is where I pounce on teammates, enemy teammates again. Get some more hits in, boop them away so they can't engage as easily. Now they're kind of separated. Sigma's the only one there. I think I die right here. Because if I remember correctly, I thought my teammates were here to back me up, but they weren't. So I ended up dying. If they were, though, I should have been able to kill this Sigma on my own. If anybody's wondering why I am slowing down these fights so much, it's because these fights are a lot faster. If I played this at normal speed, it might be a little bit hard to keep up, to be honest, for a lot of you, okay? Like, what moment is this? What time is this? 10:10? Let's go back to that fight, okay? I want you to see how fast this is. This is at normal speed now. You see how quick all that was? When I played at 0.75 speed, it felt more like a normal game at mid-plat or below. Alright. That was like 0.75 speed is about the speed of games at mid-plat and below. It's a little bit faster once you start hitting around 2850 and higher. At least from my experience. Alright, so they're taking the point, so I'm just regrouping with my teammates. Alright, now if I remember correctly, this is something about Rally that I believe I remember thinking about this at this moment. Because the enemy team has a Torbjorn on his team, and I have Rally, but I was pretty sure that Torbjorn had his ult, or at least was close to getting his ult, okay? And I was correct. He was about 86% right here, and easily he could get his ult in once the fight starts. Okay, so one of the main things that I was looking forward to was I wanted to make sure that I did not use Rally while he had his ult or he was using his ult, okay? That was the main thing that I wanted to make sure, because if I did that, then my Rally would essentially be useless, because Torbjorn's ultimate is the only hard counter to Brigitte's ultimate in the game. Just because, for anybody who doesn't know out there, Torbjorn's ultimate, is it called Molten Core? I don't think it's called Molten Core anymore. His lava does more damage against armor compared to anything else. Okay, it does regular damage against shields and normal health, but does more damage against armor in particular. So I was trying to be very careful about the Torbjorn. I believe I ended up using Rally a little bit earlier than I normally would, just because of the fact that I wanted to at least make sure I got some value out of my Rally before it could get countered. And at the same time, by the time Torbjorn ults, I might be able to be close to getting my next Rally. It's worth noting as well that I'm not too worried about Sigma's ultimate, okay? Because Rally can help counter Sigma's ultimate. It can save us from Betty's damage majors depending on our positioning. I might not even need to use it depending on our positioning. And it's very hard for the enemy Pharah to actually use her barrage in this second point. And if she does, we could potentially punish her for it. So here is where I actually used it a little bit earlier than I normally would have liked to, just because, like I mentioned before, of the fear for the Torbjorn. So, I don't know if it's it. I'll just keep playing. So now at this point, I'm looking to just try and get my Rally back as quickly as possible and see if I can wait for the Torbjorn to use his ultimate. So that way when I use my ult, I don't have to worry about the Torbjorn ult. More or less, think about it like this, okay? In a lot of situations, if you ever are using your ults reactively to another character, chances are that by the time you get your ult back, they might have their ult back as well. So I was trying to avoid that situation where we're constantly getting our ult at the exact same time and my ult is constantly getting countered by his Molten Core or whatever his lava ability, his ultimate is called, okay? I was trying to avoid that situation. So I purposely used Rally earlier than I normally would, so that way I could desynchronize our ults, the timing that we both get our ults. So that way, whenever I have my ult, okay, he doesn't have Molten Core, or he doesn't have his ult. And whenever he has his ult, I don't have my ult. But it doesn't matter for me because his ult counters my ult anyways. So I wouldn't want to use my ult even if I did have it when he's using his lava. Okay, so I was trying to desynchronize our ults, so that way I made sure to get more effective usage out of my ult, my Rally. This is what I was trying to state before, where like if you're depending on your positioning, the Pharah can get some pretty difficult usage out of her barrage. Baptiste and I managed to live. Unfortunately, our DPS didn't. I didn't notice it before, but at least I don't remember if I did or not. But now Torb is ulted. Now I don't have to worry about the Torb ult. Now, once I do get Rally, I can freely use Rally. This is like this is what I was talking about before. I was desynchronizing the timing that we both got our ults. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on trying to keep my team alive and trying to contest point as much as possible. And end up dying. All right.
Score 2-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
All right, these should be quicker since there's less time on the bank now.
Ready for battle.
I'll be watching over you.
Imagine the worst possible outcome.
Did I play far here?
Attackers incoming.
I did play far here. I'm gonna skip the pharmacy part.
Your support has arrived.
Initiating match.
All right, now we're on defense. I'm playing Brigitte again.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And again, remember, we had a tie.
Defend objective A.
They have an entire 4.5 minutes for this. And we managed to full hold it. Okay. I don't know who that is up there. I think it's Baptiste. But I saw they're out in the open, so I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to keep an eye on my Baptiste, making sure he stays alive. We heard them TP. So I want to go and assist my team. I missed the whiplash. I was trying to boop her out of the way though, get her out of position. Right here, I was trying to get a boop, an environmental kill off, but I didn't get it the way I wanted to. And I remember this part here. I actually managed to boop him off, but for some reason it didn't count. And I was so mad. Yeah, see, I managed to boop him off, but for some reason that didn't count. I don't know why.
You might want to keep your distance. I've got you. I've got you covered.
Again, I'm just lurking. I'm waiting for a moment to pounce. I'm just trying to assist my team. I'm basically babysitting my team. Okay. I'm giving repair packs to people I think who are the most vulnerable. Okay. Trying to make sure that should they take an unlucky shot to the face or something, they don't die from it, especially against the enemy Widow. Okay. Depending on the character, they'll still probably die for a headshot from the enemy Widow if it's fully charged. But at the very least from everybody else, at least trying to help keep them alive. One thing that we really want to point out is that notice how I'm being very disciplined on when I choose to engage. Okay, a lot of Brigitte players, who don't play a lot of Brigitte, will typically feel a little trigger happy and want to try and hit things like a Reinhardt as much as possible. But with the current iteration of Brigitte, it's almost the opposite. Okay, where it's perfectly okay for you to almost do nothing. Okay. In terms of hitting people, as long as you know when to do it. Okay, so right here, because of the fact there's really no reason for me to be upfront trying to hit people, because right now all we're trying to do, it's defense on 2 CP. All we're trying to do is buy time. We're trying to kill time on the clock. Okay, so all I need to do really on defense is just prevent the enemy from pushing up, and that's it. I'm more or less done my job. Okay, I don't need to be upfront trying to kill people. As soon as the enemy tries pushing in, that's when I can try to punish them, boop them away, or kill them. Okay, and then continue playing super defensively and passively. Okay, I have no reason to risk myself. Okay. And I'm just trying to keep my team alive as much as possible, and make it as hard as possible for the enemy team to push up. You don't have to be aggressive with Brigitte. You just need to be smart and disciplined with Brigitte. So there, like I mentioned before, we went over this in the 1v1 iterations. Using Rally for Sigma's ultimate just makes Sigma's ultimate useless. Because my Rally alone, because despite all the damage that the Sigma ultimate did to me and my team, my ultimate essentially quote unquote heals me and my teammates of the damage that was done. okay, in the form of armor, essentially making the ult pointless. Especially right now where I'm low on repair packs. I wasn't able to activate my Inspire right now for more healing. So right now, all I'm doing is using my ultimate primarily to help keep my team alive and keep it tanky until I'm able to help get my team back to full health. So now I'm simply trying to look for ways to get my Inspire off. I'm trying to look for ways to punish my teammates. I mean, the enemy team. Mercy came in. I got Phoenix in. We were able to kill the Mercy. That's a huge win for us. Okay. Here I know the enemy team's going to try and push through, so I'm booping them away, trying to make them not be able to take advantage of the grab as much as possible. I throw repair packs on people who are low. My Inspire was also able to proc because of the Mercy and the extra and the few cheeky nicks around the corner I was able to get. More boops. Now we're just doing cleanup. Okay. This is at normal speed.
That should be better. That's this one.
Again, right now I'm just lurking. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for moments to strike. Okay. They have a Bastion now, so I have to be a lot more careful about this. Okay, I know my teammates are going to take a lot more damage now because of the Bastion, so I have to be a lot more selective about who I use my repair packs on. Okay, on top of it's even more important that I try and get my Inspire up as much as possible to try and heal past all the spam damage that's about to happen. Okay, so there's my Roadhog. Okay, throw the repair pack. Unfortunately, you got bursted through that it wasn't even able to start healing him yet. Okay. Here, I believe I try and go... Yep, I go for the Whiplash, Inspire procs, and be able to help keep my team who are around me up a little bit longer. Okay. Right. Here, because I know they're literally at the choke, this is where I'm going to start looking to go for more cheeky picks. Our May goes for the Blizzard, which is a press W button for my whole team. This is where me and my teammates start to try and push up. I immediately try and go for the Bastion because I want to try and kill the Bastion while he's frozen, while he's defenseless. So if I can get the Bastion out of the way, their comp kind of falls apart a little bit because now they're missing a lot of damage. Right? I think I took out like 2 or 3 people here. Took out the Bastion. We took out the Mercy as well. We took out pretty much most, if not the entire thing. All right. So, I want to notice how right there I actually used the shield bash as a movement tool that time instead, and rather than as a stun. Moments like that where you're caught out of position. Hey Ren, thank you so much for the subscribe. Moments like that where you're caught out of position. You can actually use your shield bash to escape really quick, a short distance to get back into position. So that's what I did right there. Let's continue. More speed. Now we're trying to buy time. Maybe we're just staying up to buy time, and this is where my team kind of is just trying to recuperate, right? Now they're trying to push through. This is where I'm going to start jumping on them and trying to bully them if I can. I believe I hit Inspire. Yep, I used Inspire here to try and keep me alive and continue bullying them as much as possible. This is what you're going to start seeing me use shield preservation. I'm going to start shield hopping a little bit to mitigate the damage that's done to me. Let my armor recover, as well as let my shield recover. And I'm literally just bullying them here at the choke all by myself, making use of the natural cover, making use of the corner. And it's practically impossible for those squishies to push as long as I'm right here, applying pressure, rallying, okay? The only people actually able to push right here is the Orisa. Like you can see right here, they could have, if I wasn't right here bullying them, they literally would have pushed this through this choke already a long time ago. But with me right here playing around cover, they can't do much, okay? They're too focused on me to even be able to push through the choke. Realistically, if the team was more coordinated, if this wasn't like or should I say if this was at a higher rank, or if the team was simply more coordinated, they could have just simply called out to kill me, focus fired me, and I might have done it a lot sooner, okay? So I played that at the slowest setting. Let me go ahead and show you how fast this is done at normal speed. How long was that? More seconds. There we go. I'm gonna play this at normal speed now. You can see how fast this is now. So like I was sure I was potentially able to kill that Zen. So I tried doing the combo on Zen, but he was being healed, it looked like. So I wasn't able to kill him. Go back to normal. Okay. I saw my Doomfist. I was trying to get my Doomfist a repair pack, but he wasn't peeking, so I couldn't give it to him. I would kill her. Again, playing around cover. I'm just bullying them. Using cover as much as I can to my advantage. Preventing from getting cheeky picks in. Getting my Inspired to proc as often as possible. And just preventing them for as long as possible. Just trying to kill time, shave time off the clock. So hopefully that helped a lot of you out. That was my example for this stream, or at least in terms of how Brigitte's playstyle is more like. It's more like a lurker, a predator waiting to pounce. Okay, rather than how she was for Brigitte 1.0, where she was literally more like a brawler bodyguard on the front line, just smacking people. Okay, she's the opposite. Predator in the bushes, waiting to pounce now. Just take advantage of openings, okay? Wait for openings to happen, and sooner or later they'll present themselves to you. So, I hope that helped a lot of you guys out. If you came in late to the video stream, whatever you want to call it, once the stream is over, it'll get uploaded up to YouTube, in which case you can look back on this later on. If any of you happen to be a Brigitte player as well at higher elos and have anything else you would like to add that I may have missed or forgotten or whatnot throughout the course of the stream, go ahead and let people know in the comments section of this video too. Well, other than that, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the stream, video, whatever you want to call it. Maybe consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace, y'all.